What's going on YouTube? We are doing a review today, long-term review on PlastX. It's for polishing headlights. I wanted to kind of give you my results with it. So I've actually had this bottle for probably 6-8 years. It's froze multiple times in my garage. Yeah, I'm still using it, and I know you're probably not supposed to, but I still run it. That may alter my results, but this is basically what we're looking at here. So this one's been done. Backstory, I did these back when I bought this car in September. It is now April. Right now you have to do math. That's not an easy one. About 7 months. And that's about the condition they were in, and this is where they ended up within about 7 months. You can see they're just completely clouded over, hazy again, and looking like crap. So 7 months, which isn't bad considering these were in some pretty nasty conditions. This is my winter beater. Went through quite a few snowstorms up and over a nasty canyon. I live up here in Cache Valley over, it's called Sardine Canyon is what the locals call it. But it's a pretty nasty one. A lot of slush, a lot of ice, a lot of nasty chemicals on the road. And I mean, within 7 months of it, they look like that. Got quite a few fresh rock chips in it, but this didn't take long initially to take them from worse than that state to this with the PlastX. Took about 2 hours with a drill. If you were to try to get to that state from there by hand, you're looking at hours with this, 4 or 5 hours a headlight. I kid you not, it's going to take a very long time, especially if they're the original headlights, 20, 30-year-old car. It's going to take a long time to bring them back. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, it's more of a temporary fix, and you do get quite a few uses out of this. Continually using it, eventually it will degrade the plastic. And let's see if we can show you these cracks. Most of them cleaned up pretty good. Most of them are just scratches, but you can see we are cracked down here in the corners. It will start to actually crack and degrade the headlight. It takes quite a bit though. I ran this stuff on my Mustang. I used it probably 8-9 times. I ended up long term. I just finally got mad at having to continually clean them. So I ended up buying new headlights for that. And those have only been on there about a year, but you're only going to get 5, 6, maybe 7 years if you're lucky, depending on your conditions. If it's continually garaged or left out in the sun, that's going to make a difference. But wanted to give you a long-term review. The best way to use this product, in my opinion, wash them down, obviously, first and foremost. You want to get the majority of the bugs out of it. You don't want to scrub the bugs into it. This is what's called a bug scrubber. This is a nice, I think it was a Chamis something, but really nice and soft. And then this bug scrubber is really good for really cutting the bugs out of the headlights, because especially if you get a rock chip and then a bug hits it, it'll be buried up in there. It takes quite a bit to scrub them out. Scrub them out really good, wash them down, dry them off, tape off the area, and then take your drill to it. This is going to save you hours. Just a foam pad. You can get these at Harbor Freight. They're like $2.99. I mean, even if it's $5.99, it's worth the time you're going to save just to be able to polish them up super quick. Now that these have been done hardcore, and I put about an hour and a half into each headlight to get them to look like this. Now that it's been 7 months, this polished up in a matter of about 2 minutes is all it took. It took longer to tape it off than it did to actually polish them down. Another really easy trick to use if you don't want to spend 20 bucks on a bottle is the same wax that you're putting on the car, wax the headlight. Now it says not to do that because it will do the same thing as the PlastX. It will just start to rapidly degrade it. I mean, but short of spraying a UV coating and spending 40 or 80 bucks on a proper headlight restoration kit, and even those, I've installed quite a few of those on customer cars and then seen the long-term effects. The clear coat on them begins to peel off, and then now you've got to try to cut that clear coat to try to get back down into the headlight to make it look right again. It just takes so much work. I mean, realistically, the best route, buy a new set of headlights. They're cheap. They really are. I mean, something this old, they're not bad. 150 bucks. Normally not with the HIDs. The HIDs are going to run you more, which kind of bites on my Silver Infinity because that one had the factory HIDs and I don't want to lose that. We'll get the light turned on in here. But these ones took me about an hour and a half a piece to get cleaned out. This is on my 2013 G37. This is the one the wife drives. You can see these polished up really, really nice, and these were as cloudy as those ones were. They were pretty bad. And you can see they cleaned up pretty nice. I mean, they still got some scratches. Still could definitely use a closer compound there. You can really see the scratches that are in it. But this car actually came, I ended up finding out this one came out of Denver, Colorado, which is a high salt area. They're up there. They're the Mile High guys. Great weed too. But it's a decent product. It'll clean them up. It'll make it look nice again. I mean, if you find it for the 20 bucks a bottle, it's a little up there, but I mean, honestly, car wax works really good as well to clean them up. It doesn't last quite as long as the PlastX. Usually about every 3 car washes or 4 car washes, you'll have to re-wax them, but overall, not a terrible product. I mean, I've had my bottle 7-8 years. It really doesn't take a whole lot to do it. Biggest thing is with the drill, keep it at a low drill speed. Just barely have it crawling. See, even that's too fast. You want that thing just barely crawling, because if you get too much on this, you don't want to fleck this stuff all over the paint. It's not good for it, especially if you have any kind of rock chips like I do here. That stuff will get down in there and it will permanently kind of stain it white, and it's really difficult to get the chemical back out. I've got rock chips in the Mustang that look like crap because I went too fast with the drill and flecked it everywhere. Now, your better bet is to get a plastic sheet. Even a cotton sheet is better than nothing, and lay it across the hood and tape it off around the headlights. So even if you do go too fast, you won't make too much of a mess. But if you can keep your drill speed down, shouldn't be too bad. But all it takes is one little quick whizz, fast spin of that drill, and you're gonna make a mess. So overall, it's decent. It is kind of a temporary fix though. But even replacing headlights, I mean, some areas 3 years and your brand new sparkly black housing headlights will look like that. Just depending on your location, where it's kept, garage-wise, the amount of sun, how hot it gets. I mean, it all factors into it. But hope this was helpful for you guys looking to purchase this product.